Hey there, everyone, and thanks for joining for yet another album review. I'd like to actually start this video by mentioning somebody by the name of, his screen name is daddysensei Silver. He just did a somewhat of an album review, brought up a few good questions, and made really some good points with Jimi Hendrix's new album that was just released yesterday, Friday. Both sides of the sky. Again, screen name daddysensei Silver. I'll put his information down below. He just put the video up. Like I said, he made some great points and asked some good questions. I think one thing he mentioned was, do you think like his music, Jimi Hendrix's music, is being exploited? I personally don't think it is, but I'm not going to really talk too much about it. I want you to go and check out daddysensei Silver's video. I'll put that link down below. Seriously, check it out. I bring him up because he had asked me, or he had said it would be nice to see a review on, I believe he said he had this CD of this. I had done the unboxing of this early this morning. I was just going off of work, and I was really tired, and I didn't know what I was saying, and I said, would you rather hear this album review opposed to Barry Gibb or Blondie? And I don't know what I was thinking, because I normally do album reviews on Sundays or Mondays, and there is no way that I can give it just I can give it what's the word I'm looking for, that I can do it justice by speeding through this album and not giving it a not give it a good review, but not give it a review it deserves. So my point being is I really don't have time to do it. I really enjoyed the fact that somebody had mentioned, hey, I would like to hear that. I really respect that, and I thank you, Mr. daddysensei Silver, for mentioning it. But what I'm going to do is, I am going to do it, and I'm going to do it earlier than next week. I'm going to do it later this week, like maybe middle to the later in the week. But be looking for it. But I want to listen. I've been listening to it all day. I just want to listen to it a little more, and I want it to sink in a little bit. So I'm going to bring this up at the end of the video again, briefly. But I will be doing this review. I'm not going to really go too much. I'm not going to dive too much into it. I mean, everybody knows David Bowie's music. I'm just going to tell you what I think of the album. I'm not going to really, critique it and tear it apart. I'll just tell you what I think of it. And I'm not going to. It's not going to be like a true review. I don't think I really have to. So, Blondie's Pollinator. That was released on Pollinator was released on May 5th, 2017. I will say this, nothing less than stellar. Classic Blondie album, okay? It was released on a record label I'm unfamiliar with, Noble ID. I believe, I'm guessing it's 180 gram. I say that because not all albums say 180 gram vinyl, but they seem to be the same quality, like the heavy grade vinyl. So check that label out. That's Noble ID, and it was released by BMG Rights Management. Okay, you know how I roll. I didn't almost drop the record. I dropped the sleeve. Plain white, because I like to keep the original sleeve pristine. This is a nice sleeve. It's not paper. It's a heavy duty cardboard. Nice. And there's the band. 3 original band members. Of course, you have Debbie Harry, you have Clem Burke on drums, and you have Chris Stein on guitars. Why am I looking down? I don't know. But you have Debbie Harry, if you've never seen her. You have Chris Stein and Clem Burke right here and right here. Is that right? Yeah. There. 3 original members. classic Blondie album. Let's mention the rest of the band. Leah Fox on bass guitar, Matt Katz-Bowen on keyboard and piano, and Tommy Kessler on guitar. This album, unlike two other albums that were a total disgrace to the name, because the last album I enjoyed, or that was decent, I don't think it's just my opinion, the last Blondie album I enjoyed was her 1999's 1999's No Exit. Unlike 2003's The Curse of Blondie and 2014's Ghosts of Download were horrendous. Did not like them at all. I can't say much or anything about Panic of Girls 2011 because I didn't I don't think I heard it, to be completely honest with you. And to be honest with you, between those two other albums, I don't know if I should, but the last album I enjoyed was No Exit. But then I listened to this one. This is I mean, if you know the Blondie sound, originally she was more punk, then she kind of progressive, rockish kind of stuff. She kind of went mainstream, whatever. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm not trying to be a music critic, but you'll know what I mean if you've been listening to her for decades, as I have. It's got the classic Blondie sound. Anybody who is unfamiliar with Blondie, thinking of what album to get first, this is a good way. This is a good way to get started with Blondie. Okay, although parental advisory, because there's like, I think, one swear in one of the songs. Whatever. Yeah. Great album. Can't say enough about it. Again, classic Blondie sound. If you like, what's Blondie sound like? Well, go out and get it. Okay? I give it 5 out of 5 stars. I do. It's a great album, guys. If you're unfamiliar with Blondie, or if you are and you didn't know it existed, go out and get it. It's definitely worth it. You should be able to get it, $20, maybe just over 20. If you do Amazon, you can get it cheaper. Okay, it's still very reasonably priced. Okay, good sound, great classic Blondie sound, and the sound quality, I mean, too, is great. So I'm just gonna try to dive for a minute or two into something real quick. So we all shop Amazon. It's convenient, it's nice, it's quick. Click, 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 click. Boom, got a package in the mail. Yes, you can get albums very cheaper on Amazon, or on eBay, or any other site, whatever. I say Amazon because that's most popular. But what's happening is we are, and I'm not trying to down anybody who buys Amazon on a regular basis, because a lot of people live in like the Midwest and they live in part of the country that they have no access to records. I get it, I understand. But if you have a choice, a good example is, as I mentioned earlier, I did this unboxing, David Bowie's Live, Santa Monica, 1972. This was one of the more expensive albums I've ever bought. It was like $35, okay? I was disappointed because it's not a gatefold. It's kind of like, really? I love gatefold, especially, it's a double album, I'm a member of Barnes & Noble, so when you're a member, you automatically get 10%, plus you have, I had a coupon of 20%, so it's a total of 30% off. Still, you can get it cheaper on anywhere else. I enjoy, even if I have to pay full price for it, I enjoy going into the record store, whether it's an independent one or it's a big box one. If it's what I want, if it's what I'm looking for, I'm gonna buy it. Now I've kind of been more towards the independent record stores, but I found Barnes & Noble sells some damn good stuff, and it's really not that badly priced. But again, you can buy a lot of stuff on Amazon cheap, but I like going to the store. You get something tangible. You can kind of pick it up. You can look at it and smell it, and you know, I just like going into the stores and looking through, you know, what they have, because, you know, that's really how I found this one. You know, you just look around and you see what's there, and you know, whatever. Enough about that. I'm just going off on a tangent. It's getting late. So, yeah, Blondie's Pollinator, great album. You should get it. And I will be speaking of this one briefly sometime middle to late next week, which will be sooner than I normally do reviews, but I'll get it out there. I'll let you know what I think of it. I want to let it sink in for a couple of days, okay? So everyone, be kind to others. Peace.